Loose painting is when communicating visually by suggesting, rather than pinpointing every single little detail. Loose art is said to be aesthetical, nostalgic, remnant of memories and dreams, and expressive. In addition to this, for the artist, loose art does not take long because the focus isn't on the details but on the shapes and on abstraction. In this video, I'm going to give you tips on how to do loose painting. The first tip is try skipping the sketch. If you do need a sketch, make sure that it's a very general one and avoid adding a lot of details because this will compel you to add a lot of details while painting. A very general sketch, or skip the sketch altogether. Use a big brush. When you use a big brush, you will not be compelled also to go into the tiny details because it's already a big brush. You can't really narrow down, and therefore you'll be forced to focus on shapes and abstraction, and this is what we want. I think the best brush to use is a big blocky brush. You will not need to focus on doing the edges. So instead of a few movements in order to define your edges, you're going to make one single movement and your edges will be done. A blocky brush will equal edges, will equal a shorter process, and this is what we want. Only use a small brush towards the end of your painting when you want to define the focal point. That's the only part where you will want to focus on the details, and therefore you can use a small brush. If you're painting digitally, avoid zooming in. Just do not zoom in. I know it's hard, but don't zoom in. Because if we zoom in, you're also going to focus on the details, right? And that's not what we want to do. In contrast, if you're painting in real life, try to stand and every once in a while go far from your painting to view your composition from afar. Don't try to super zoom in and focus on all the details. Please don't do that. This is not going to help with loose painting. Focus on shapes and form and abstraction. That's the main rule. No matter what you're painting from a reference or from real life, try to look at your reference first before starting and decide what are the important stuff. And then leave out all the things that are not important. Just put the important stuff and you don't need to put the tiny little non-significant stuff. Resist the temptation to draw outlines. In real life, objects are 3D and they do not have outlines. We're not in a comic book. So you don't need to sharpen the edges and the outlines too much. Just relax. You need to feel relaxed in order to paint in a relaxed way. Try not to redo anything. Once you've laid down a brush stroke, just leave it, even if it's imperfect. Even if there are some drips, you can also leave that. No. Don't get stuck. No. And if you're doing digital art, then abstain from redoing things. Leave them. Don't erase. Do put a generous amount of paint on your brush so that one movement will not turn into 6 movements. Leave texture. Don't smooth, over smooth, or over blend your painting because then it will not look so loose and nonchalant. If you're painting with a paintbrush, well, do hold your paintbrush from the far end. This is a straw, but I'm just saying, sometimes we hold it from here, but actually, if you want your art to look loose, you should hold it from here. That's a tip. Push through the ugly phase. Okay, in the beginning, it is gonna look ugly, it's gonna look weird, just keep going. Approach this in a way that you're having fun. Don't focus on perfection, you're not doing a masterpiece here. And if you focus on perfection, it's not gonna be loose and you'll start focusing on getting everything to be amazing and flawless, and that is not the point with loose painting. You're supposed to be carefree and just experimenting and exploring. Also, if it doesn't work out, embrace it. You can try again. Since loose painting does not take so long, you haven't taken 5 weeks to do it. If it doesn't work out, just take another canvas out and restart. Easy, right? Brew a cup of green tea and then do it again. Or do something else again. You don't need to keep doing the same painting either. Don't go crazy, just relax. Please, please, I see how stressed you are. Just calm down, take a deep breath. We're just painting. We're being calm. Zen vibe, loose painting. In my opinion, every type of art style has its own charm. Loose painting has a very beautiful aesthetic. I can't even begin to describe how nostalgic it is. It's like looking at something from a dream because it's not so realistic or very focused and sharp. And that's the thing that makes it beautiful. It's like something that you pulled out of your memory. It gives a lot of opportunity for practice and exploring. You can make a lot of paintings instead of just one painting that takes a very long time. So I really support that. If it's not your style, I also encourage that you try that. It was not my style to do loose painting a year ago, and I had never tried it, but I did try it this summer and it became my favorite style. And I think I'm converting now to more of a loose painting vibe. I am going to link my Redbubble merch in the description down below. I have amazing prints that you would love to see and to own. So head over to the link and check out all the stuff that I have. If you want to commission, I am a 5-star seller on Fiverr. And if you want to buy paintings, you can message me on my email, business only. And thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe, okay? Bye!